How to respond when your liberal friends or family members say that Trump is to blame for the current high gas prices. Now, this explanation is going to take some critical thinking skills, so you may need to explain these 3 points slowly, but it's important to establish how we got here if we're going to talk about who is responsible. And spoiler alert, the person to blame is Biden, not Trump. So first you need to break down how Biden gutted American energy production while he was in office. President Biden closed over 670 million acres of U.S. lands, waters, and oceans to oil and gas drilling, which was more than any president in history. Not only did he kill the Keystone XL pipeline on day one, he paused new federal drilling leases, and he essentially demonized the fossil fuel industry for 4 years. Meanwhile, Trump came back into office and approved nearly 6,000 drilling permits, and he opened hundreds of millions of acres back up to production. The whole point of energy dominance is that when the Middle East gets chaotic, we don't feel it as badly. Biden spent 4 years making us more vulnerable. So Trump's been the one reversing that, but pipelines and drilling don't happen overnight. Second, we need to talk about how Biden and Obama created the Iran problem. Obama's nuclear deal gave Iran relief from international sanctions in exchange for restrictions on their nuclear program. Now, Republicans knew that deal was appeasement from day one, and we were right, because Iran was essentially violating the deal from the very beginning. And the Obama-Biden administration knew that too, and they looked the other way because they wanted to call it a foreign policy win. Then, when Biden came back into the Oval Office, he tried to re-enter that same failed deal, all while Iran kept advancing its nuclear program. Lastly, we can fast forward to today because we have Trump back in the White House and we're no longer appeasing Iran's radical Islamic terrorist regime. And this action had to be taken because Iran was virtually months away from nuclear capability, and every previous administration that kicked that can down the road just made the problem bigger. Letting Iran go nuclear would have been a far greater threat to every American than high gas prices. So yes, gas prices are high right now, but ask yourself, who was it that spent 4 years making us dependent on foreign oil? Biden. And then who spent years letting Iran get closer to a nuclear weapon? Obama, and then Biden. Trump inherited both of those messes, and he's fixing the energy problem, and he's dealing with a nuclear threat that should have been handled years ago. High gas prices hurt right now, but a nuclear Iran would be so much worse. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments and share this video if you found it helpful.
Donald Trump said day one that he would be bringing down gas prices to $1.99 a gallon. Now, I know if you shopped and bought gas lately, you know gas is not exactly $1.99. Just check out these prices. $4.25, $4.79, and $5.29. Donald, does that look like $1.99 to you? It sure does look like $1.99 to me. Donald, how much money did those oil company executives donate to your campaign to get you reelected in 24 and to your political action committees? Donald, you wouldn't want to repay them back, would you, by helping them out with gas prices going up? Because you've already said that you don't care about the American people's financial situation, but I bet you sure care about those oil companies' financial situation. I bet you do. What do y'all think? You think Donald Trump cares about them? I bet he cares about those defense contractors too. And NVIDIA and Oracle and Palantir and Boeing. We can go through a long list of those companies. Guess who Donald Trump bought stock in? And just before big news stories went out on each of them, or decisions by the government that impacted them in a positive manner. Right. Something smell to you and doesn't smell like gasoline to me. It smells like fish. Something really bad. You know what I'm saying? Love to hear from my Democrats, from my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and their burned out light bulb. Let me know what you think. I know what I think. It stinks.
Texas, help this make sense. Okay. Right now, gas is $4.19 a gallon in Texas, where I live. 6 months ago, that same gallon of gas was $2.65 for an increase of 55% over the past 180 days. Okay, I'm from Washington State, so I'm going to compare it to Washington. Right now in Washington, the average price for a gallon of gas is $5.75, okay? 6 months ago, the price of that gallon of gas was about $4.50 for a 35% increase over the past 180 days, okay? So for the average 15 gallons of gas, let's just say 15 gallons of gas is filling up your car for average, that 15 gallons of gas is gonna cost somebody in Texas about $63. The same 15 gallons is gonna cost someone in Washington State $86, okay? So why does Texas have a 55% increase over Washington's 35% increase in gas over the last 180 days? That's my first question. My second question, I want to address the minimum wage. Minimum wage in Texas is $7.25. $7.25. The minimum wage in Washington State, $17.13 approximately. You know what that difference is? That's a difference of $9.88 an hour more. $9.88 an hour more, or 2.3 times higher minimum wage in Washington State, okay? So for someone in Texas to buy that 15 gallons of gas, it's gonna cost them 9 hours of work approximately. They're gonna work 9 hours at that minimum wage for that gas, that tank of gas. In Washington, for that same 15 gallons of gas, they're gonna work 5.5 hours, okay? 9 hours, 5.5 hours approximately. The last minimum wage increase in Texas was in 2009. That is 17 years ago since there has been a state minimum wage increase, a cost of living increase, anything, 17 years. Meanwhile, in Washington State, in the last 17 years, they've had 17 minimum wage increases, meaning about one a year the minimum wage goes up, and their next increase is scheduled for January of 2027. So why in the hell, why Texas, are you guys still living in wages from 2009? $7.25 an hour in the minimum wage, when prices are going up exponentially here more so than other places. Texas has the highest property taxes in the United States, one of the highest at least. And my car insurance for perfect driving is the most expensive I've ever paid. In fact, people with DUI insurance in Washington State pay less than I do for car insurance with a perfect driving record. So I need somebody to explain this to me. Why is gas going up so much more in Texas than other places? And why in the hell is nobody in Texas voting to increase this minimum wage, $7.25? I want to know who is living on that and what is going on, Texas. Please, somebody make this make sense to me.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about something that affects almost every American family's gas price, food price, and the rising cost of living. Many people thought that prices would go down, but for a lot of families life is still very expensive. People are talking about it on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and everywhere online. Many Americans say that are working hard but they still cannot have money. Some people are even saying that they are living paycheck and paycheck. So what is really happening? Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about gas price. Gas is not just about filling your car. When gas price go up, transportation cost go up too. Trucks that move food and products across the country need fuel. Businessmen also pay more for transportation, and when business pay more, customers often pay more. That means higher price in stores. So when gas price rise, many other prices can rise as well. Now let's talk about groceries. Many families are their grocery bills is too higher than before. Things like eggs, meat, milk, bread, and vegetable cost more than they used to. Some people say they now buy fewer items for the same amount of money. Others says they have stopped buying certain food completely. For many families, grocery shopping has become stressful. People are checking price more careful and ever before. Other problems is housing. Rent is still very expensive in many areas. Some people are spending a large part of their income just to pay rents. After paying rents, gas, food, and bills, there is not too much left. This is why many Americans say they feel stuck. They work hard every week, but they still struggle to get ahead. Now people are different opinion, but why this is happening? Some blame inflation, some blame government political, some blame large company, and others says it is combination of the many different things. No matter how people blame, one thing is clear: many families are feeling pressure. Social media is full of videos from people sharing their experience. Some people say that cannot afford vacations anymore. Some says they stop eating at restaurants. Others say they are cutting back on the entertainment and shopping. Many Americans are simply trying to save money wherever they can. But there is another side of story. Some experts say inflation has slowed down compared to previous years. That may be true. However, many people say prices are still too high. Even if prices stop rising quickly, families still have to pay today higher price, and that is the real challenge. So that happens next. Will gas price go down? Will groceries become cheaper? Will life become easier to working families? Nowadays, no, for sure. But there are a simple question that millions of Americans are asking right now. In my opinion, this is not just a number. This is about real people. This is about families trying to pay bills, family trying to need their children, and workers trying to build a better future. When people talk about gas price and inflation, they are really talking about their daily lives, and that is why this topic is so much important. What do you think? Are gas price and grocery price is too high? Do you think will get better soon? Let me know in these comments below. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will you see the next video. Bye everyone.